Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Stephanie Beninati, and today I want to address something that has been coming up in the comments, that I am condescending. Ooh, I'm even saying it in kind of a condescending way. Um, so that I can come off as condescending, or that I am condescending, and I guess I wanted to kind of address that because I have said that I am more than open and I love to, if people say things about me that I feel are, there's some truism, I'm willing to take a look at myself. And so I think this is a great opportunity to do that. But before I dive into that, what I want to do is I want to define condescending because I actually had to look it up because I wasn't exactly sure 100% what it meant. But it's to treat others as inferior, to speak down to them, to assume that your way of thinking is superior to someone else's. Now, those are not good qualities. That does not sound like something that I would want to be. So, but I did take some time to think about it. And so I do want to answer what I think about me. Um, but I want to kind of go through my process a little bit, if you don't mind. So if you would please stay with me through this process, maybe I can answer some questions. So, okay, I think that I want to start with these videos and posting them. And I think we should just be really honest. I mean, well, actually, some of you have been more than honest. They suck. I mean, they're really bad. I mean, the editing sucks. The lighting's not great. I don't look, as great as I'd like to look. Uh, I am winging it 90% of the time. In fact, right now is the first time I actually kind of did an outline. So, they're not great videos, but here's the thing, is that because of my past history and my experience, is that I know that nothing that you do, uh, is great in the beginning. You have to learn. So I have been educating myself. I'm watching other YouTube. There's so many videos out there on how to, start a YouTube channel, how to set it up, how to, go through the process. So I've been watching a lot of other content creators and I've been educating myself and I've been reading and I just am consuming so much information that some of it is relevant to what I'm doing right now, which is at the very, very beginning. So I'm just pushing through the discomfort of it all and learning to get better. And there's a theme here and there's a point that I want to make. But part of like the getting better part again is like just by educating myself. So when I want to go now to the next thing, that I own an insurance agency that operates in 25 states. And I think I've mentioned this before. I started off in my basement. I didn't work at an insurance agency. Like literally, I didn't know how to do that. I had to learn. And how I learned is I read, I watched videos, I sought out mentors, I figured it out. Like I mean, I really just educated myself. And, you know, uh, what is it going to be 12 years now I've been in business? I'm still educating myself. I'm still learning every single day. Before that, before that, in the last 5 years, I went from 230 pounds to I'm 172 right now. It was it's been a very challenging transition. It's been an incredible learning experience. I say the word learning because you just have to learn how to eat. You have to figure out a lot of these things. You have to find out what's right for your body. And so I spent a lot of time trying to figure out what works for me. But I'm about 25 pounds away from my goal weight, which is about 150. And I have a whole goal after that. I reached that I want to do. And so I will do a channel on that. And this channel is actually helping me learn a lot of things to hopefully start that channel, that health journey channel, be more effective. But before that, for a lot of years, I didn't know what I wanted to do besides being an actress or doing stand-up comedy. And I found out from doing it for 10 years, I did stand-up comedy for 10 years, that really wasn't what I wanted to do. But I got pretty good at doing it. I started off at a better level than most stand-up comics because I went not to school, but I took classes and how to write jokes. I mean, they cannot teach you how to be funny, but I took classes and I learned how to write joke structures. So the stuff that a lot of times people are very funny, just inherently funny, but they don't know how to write joke structure. So if you can take one funny thing and make it and get 3 or 4 laughs out of it, then you start to build a set, right? It's a process. And there's a way to do it. And everybody does it this way. You don't have to do it this way, but also, most successful people do it because you're trying to, at the end of the day, build a set of like 15 minutes. And then, you go to half an hour, then an hour. And so you want to build material. So if you can get 4 or 5 laughs off of one joke by building it and then do a callback to it, you can build a set more easily and quickly. So I learned, and I actually had some talent at it. What I ended up realizing was if, I didn't go further because after 10 years of doing it part-time and staying out late at night and trying to work during the day, and I got married and I thought, I don't really want to do this. Like this it wasn't fun for me. I thought I'll use that talent somewhere else down the road in my life. And I don't know if this is it because I'm definitely not funny on these videos. But hopefully humor is tragedy plus time. So maybe once all this is over, I can find something humorous in it all. But right now it doesn't seem very funny to me. Before that, I got married. I've been with my husband 20 years, and I did not come from a great background like so many of you. I came from an abusive childhood. I did not have a great relationship with my parents for many years. And nobody taught me how to communicate. I was a terrible communicator. I had a lot of, maybe it comes through that I'm kind of passionate about things. So I didn't know how to harness that. And it comes, like people said, I'm condescending. Also, I've heard other things, my behaviors can be very aggressive. So I've spent years trying to, I don't want to say tone it down, but like try to figure out better ways to communicate. And I knew that I needed to do that before I really went out and actively got into a relationship because I didn't, like attracts like, right? So if I'm a crazy nut job over here acting out drama all the time, then that's what I'm gonna attract. So I knew I needed to get my shit together, and I did a lot of therapy. I read a lot of books. Some resonated with me, some didn't. Not everything, resonated with me, but I worked on being a better person. Was I that person when I met Michael? No, but I was on the path to being that person. He was more advanced in being that person than I was. And I wrote down, like 5 years before I met Michael, I wrote down this like list of all these things that I wanted in a husband. And it wasn't like big, great abs and, big fat bank account. It wasn't anything like that. It was like kindness, compassion, has the, doesn't have to have money, but has the ability to like hustle and make money, right? Because I'm a hustler. So I wanted somebody who, wasn't lazy, right? And so, somebody who had a great family, because I had a shitty family and I thought, bad family, can equal jail time, right? In a relationship, you just have drama, right? So I'm like, I wanted somebody who came from a good family that, had a good 2 parents that were together. And I just did a wish list, right? I said, I want somebody who will dance at a wedding. I mean, maybe should have said can dance because like he gets up and he's like, but I don't care because I don't get embarrassed. And I love the fact that he'll get up. He's fearless. He just, whoa. And I love it because I love fearlessness, and what, it really doesn't matter if somebody could dance and they won't dance, right? So really being somebody who will dance is more important than can dance. But he is phenomenal and he's everything that I had prayed to God for. And I wrote that down and I prayed over it. And then I worked on myself to be the type of person that deserves that, right? That deserves that kind of, deserves that kind of human in my life. So, okay, I'm getting away from the track of am I condescending? So I worked, my husband and I have worked really hard over 20 years. I mean, it was, it's not all, roses, right? We've gone through our hard times. We went to therapy. We've struggled in our relationship. And what I realized is that when you break something down, right, and you really, just get it to the nitty gritty and you are willing to come together for the common good of building something, you build back stronger. And it is incredible. Like my love for him is so much deeper than it was when I first met him because I know his commitment to me in this relationship. So, and I know also that in the future we will have problems because that's life, right? Life is you have problems. You sometimes you got to break it down and you got to build it back. And I know that because I learned. I took history, right? Like the historical fact of our relationship. And so in the future, when it happens, I can see how it will play out because of what our history is, that we were there, we stuck in it, we learned, we educated, we sought out advice and assistance from people who were smarter than we are. And we worked through it. So, okay, let's get back to after I've given you all that information, am I condescending? And based on the definitions that let's hope that we could agree on, I would say yes. I would say yes. I am condescending. I am, and I don't. And I think I'm even maybe mean to be right. I think I didn't intentionally think that I was trying to be condescending, but I think subconsciously I am trying to be uh, condescending because my last 10 years of trying to talk to people, to Trump supporters and MAGA supporters and all those things, I don't think that my empathy or sympathy moved the needle at all. I don't think any of that helped. And normally I come from a place of like, you do you and I do me and whatever. Like, we just all have to like do what's best for our own lives. But I also come from the standpoint of, when your decisions start affecting me, then I'm kind of pissed. I'm kind of angry. And if I can't communicate that with the people in my life that are around me because they don't want to talk to me about it, and I think that they don't want to talk to me about it because then they have to really open up and identify what their motives are. And maybe those motives are ugly. I don't know because they won't talk to me about it. Right. And I'm not by myself. Millions and millions of people are feeling this right now. I am watching all of these YouTubers, all these content creators who are talking about this like complete divide, this civil war or whatever, emotional civil war that I didn't bring up. I mean, I have always heard Trump supporters and MAGA and Republicans talk about a civil war, and I always thought that was crazy. But now they've convinced me that I see that there is we are starting to go to our two sides. I don't want to go to our two sides. I want to come together. I want to have raw, open conversations about this. I don't want to yell at anybody or be condescending or any of those things. I want to understand where they are, and I'm hoping that what this channel will do is it will shake somebody, maybe make you guys, one of you MAGA supporters, like so angry and you want to prove me wrong that you'll go, and this is going to sound condescending, educate yourself on the issues. Because I really do feel that it's each of our responsibilities to understand how the government works, how the systems work, how just basic stuff. And you don't have to, become super educated on it. I'm not, but just a basic understanding. And also, embrace like information and use critical thinking. Like just if Trump is the person telling you not to look at the media and making the enemy, the media, the enemy of the people, which is historically what all dictators do. I mean, that's just so like if you learn history, you would see that would resonate with anybody because you would see the comparison. But you would say to yourself, why would somebody say don't look at something, right? Because they don't want you to see what the rest of us see. If you believe the media is fake, if you believe it's not accurate, and you're not even willing to look at it, then and you're getting your information off of social media or from your friends or family, you're not even doing a deep dive. I mean, you're just being fed whatever junk is out there, right? Like the point of telling you my story about all the things that I've accomplished through hard work and education and learning is in I'm not some smart person. Like I didn't come from a place of like that had all these, that was given all these skills at a young age. And I just knew that I wanted a better life for myself, right? I wanted to be happy. And believe it or not, I am incredibly happy. Like despite the Trump thing, I am incredibly happy in my life because I work at it. It doesn't like, you don't wake up and just go, oh, I'm going to be happy today. Or hope for it. You have to like work at it. And that, it means going to bed at a good time, eating a certain way, drinking, working out, reading, putting good things in my mind, knowing how things work. It is like, it takes the mystery out of everything, right? It's like, it may piss you off that things work this way, but it's like, if you take the mystery out of it, then it like, you're not going to be dragged into these conspiracy theories. So you can dive into data, you can understand history, you can verify and fact check, you can use a skeptical and open mind. And I think at the end of the day, you filter that through your own personal experience and you ask yourself, what feels right? For me, what doesn't feel right, or what does feel right, is allowing people to have as many freedoms as possible, is to not villainize a certain type of person, like transgender, because somebody tells me to understand. If I don't understand transgender, I go figure it out. But it's coming out that so many people voted against their own best interest because of a transgender issue or a gay issue or an immigration issue that they don't fully understand. So if this is how you're going to vote, if this is how you're going to, use your voice, right? A voice that so many people in so many other countries don't have the freedoms to do, then at least do something for us and educate yourself on what the issues are that you're concerned about. And, that's, I think, so, okay. So am I condescending? Yes. Yes, I am. And I think because although I am open-minded and although I want like live and let live, everybody has things in their life that just irk them. And for me, it's laziness, it's hate, it's racism, or any type of like, which we all are guilty of a little bit of being prejudiced. And but it's not, it's having the, not having the awareness to say, okay, I can be a little prejudiced, I can be a little racist, I can be a little, maybe some of these thoughts are kind of bigoted or misogynistic. And, if I'm a Trump supporter, everybody's telling me that, maybe I should look into that, right? It's like to not even have the self-awareness to think that. So it's the laziness, it's the ignorance, and it's the final thing is the hypocrisy. That, I think, it makes me so angry. It makes me so mad that there's so much judgment about the left and everything that we do, but yet every excuse in the book for Trump and his bad behavior, and for Matt Gaetz, who's going to be attorney general, who literally would have been convicted of sex trafficking had he not been, if he just didn't keep using his allies in the government to get, a bigger and better position. Now he's going to be an attorney general, or Pete Hensworth, or whatever his last name is, the Fox News host that's going to be is nominated to be the Secretary of Defense, who says women shouldn't be in the military. Trump, who has been 34 counts of felonies and indicted for all sorts of things, and sexual assaults on women. I mean, it's like and his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. I mean, just pictures and just like nobody. It doesn't even make anybody blink. So yeah, am I condescending? I think at this point, I am. I think I'm unapologetically condescending because I am trying to ask you people to just look it up. It's going to affect your life, right? I'm telling you, this isn't about social or cultural issues. This is about things that are literally going to affect your life. And if me being condescending, just even if 5% of you get irritated by that and want to prove me wrong, then it's worth it. It's worth it. But I do always want to come from a place of kindness and love and empathy. And I do hope that I will get back there, because I did like being that person. But this is where I am today. And I'm not going to apologize for it. It is who I am. It's a process of grieving that so many of us are going through right now in the world. Because like this is affecting the whole world. Like other countries are talking about this election and making plans for a Trump presidency. So this is affecting us globally. So yeah, I really do appreciate the comments. And as long as people are respectful, you can be condescending too, but as long as people are respectful, I will always take a look at myself, and it may not change. I may just lean into it and embrace it, but I believe honesty is the best policy. And I always have to speak my truth. So if you listen this far, I just want to thank you very much for listening. Please like and subscribe. I can't believe how many subscribers we've gotten in such a short time. That was not necessarily my intent. My intent was for this to be like therapeutic, and I don't have a therapist right now, so I figured this is cheaper than therapy. So um, I appreciate you guys a lot, though. Thanks. Have a good day.